As well, that was the drive from the mountain over here into Asheville, where my grandmother is having surgery, and we just had surgery, replacing her kneecap. She's 73 and diabetic, so it could have been, very risky to do. But as far as I know, everything turned out very well. And so, but I just wanted to come over here and visit her one day before heading to McMinnville and then Nashville, Tennessee. So we'll go ahead and meet her and visit with her just for a good minute, and after that we'll take the trip to Nashville, or at least outside of Nashville. It's just a small town called McMinnville, and we'll meet my first stepfather from when I was 4 years old, the only man that I ever called dad. So we'll see what part he wants to play in this kind of documentary. So I'm very excited about that. Anyway, he's a really cool guy. You guys will like him a lot. He's full of wisdom. And so let's go meet the grandmother and show her some love after her surgery, and we'll just go. Alright guys, she just had surgery on her knee, but we're about to walk in and meet my grandmother, so here we go. Naps for her. Hey Nana. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
You look
So you
good.
got a chance to walk around a little bit. Am I allowed to shut this door?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Just shut it. I've been to therapy morning and at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Mm.
You look so handsome.
Thank you. I had a little haircut.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's saying I look like a whole new person.
You do. You look wonderful.
So
I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see.
you're gonna have therapy for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Is that at the lodge, or is the lodge something different?
The lodge is something different. It's in a different area.
Okay.
And it's a brand new facility, beautiful. And I'll probably be there a week, and then I'll be home to continue my therapy.
Okay. And your doctor, he's pretty
He said my knee was the worst knee he's ever seen.
yeah, but you did so well in the surgery.
Yeah.
He's really surprised that
Very surprised.
the pain isn't as bad as maybe we
Well,
thought.
they're
it would
keeping
be.
it. They're keeping it under control with drugs. Take a look at the leg.
Yeah, sure. Just gonna show us the leg. So it's not like even okay. I see.
So it's very swollen yesterday, but swelling's coming down. They just rebandaged it.
How much did they cut? Just the general knee area?
Yes.
And is it a fake plastic knee or?
Yes, it's not all plastic. It's metal and.
Oh, some of it's metal.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think so.
jeez.
And
Alright guys, this is my grandmother, and basically she was the one that raised myself and my brother while my single mother was going to school and working full time, and so she's like a second mom to me. Means a lot to me, and so that's why I'm here to just kind of stop by and show her some love. But we'll be back once you get out of therapy, and we'll spend some more quality time where I can, help you with things around the house that I guess Willie isn't able to
right.
to do herself either. She was really sick when I got over.
Oh, she had the flu.
Yeah.
She has the
24-hour stomach flu.
Yeah.
And Jason said he got it.
Oh no.
So it's something going around, locally here
Oh, dear.
between, as far as I know, North Carolina and South Carolina. So who knows how far? I didn't hear anything about Georgia.
Well, I know the schools said they were having a lot of cases of children coming to, school with the flu, not to bring them with the flu.
Yep. I had started 3 books.
Uh-huh.
3 books. I have 111 pages that I did while I was away of Breaking Point, and I had sent it to my mother to see what it would look like typed up, because it's all handwritten, of course, where I was.
Yeah.
But I dug it out of their basement when they moved not too long ago. And I found all the books and all the writings, and Breaking Point is just one. The other one, I guess you might not even know about it, because I'm not sure I shared it with too many people. But it's basically like a fantasy setting, kind of like The Lord of the Rings. You're familiar with that?
Yes.
With J.R. Tolkien. I believe that he was the author for that one. So it's just kind of that sort of thing. I guess I went from real life stuff to going into a dream world. But where I was writing this, we had a guy that was big into fantasy stuff. Reading, that's all he read. And so I had him read the chapters, and I just freestyled everything. I created characters and things like that, but as far as knowing what exactly I was writing about, I didn't really. I just kind of freestyled all together. Whatever ideas came up, I got regions made up. I've got a map in here somewhere, and I was just looking at this, and I was like, wow, at all that I had kept. But there's like another 200 some pages of this book, and I thought, my mom, she mailed that stuff back to me because she was a little angry about things that were said about her, and she felt like from her perspective some of those things were not true or not accurate or correct. And I'm writing from my perspective on things, and I don't want to fluff it, make it not what it is. I want it to be real. So I kind of understood where she was going with it, why she might be upset, but in the end, if making it fluffed or being easy on anybody that led me to where I went is not real enough for me as an author. It's not going to give the reader the true perspective of the feelings and emotions that I had. Now, if she wants to write her own book and counter my book with her perspective, that's fine. That'd be great, actually. I'd actually encourage her to do it. But I just thought, when I saw this, I was like, wow, that book would have been done. Because there's 200 some pages of a fantasy book. And the guy that was a big time, call him a nerd or whatever, he was big time into the fantasy stuff. I let him read the first chapter while I was writing the second chapter. And I said, I just want you to see what you think about my writing. And he couldn't let it go. He's like, when are you going to finish that second chapter? And we got to like 11 chapters of the book, and he was a little upset because he ended up leaving. But he was like, where's it going? Where are you going with the story? And what's going to happen? What's the end game, basically? What's it really all about? And I just had him so captured in it. It was very encouraging. But getting out myself, I had put all things aside because I just felt like I lost so much of my own youth. And so I wanted to regain all that. And that's why I lived such a wild life, even getting out and being on probation and violating probation a couple times, dating several girls, was all just me feeling like so much had been stolen away, being locked up at 16 years old, and getting out finally to be free, still on probation, but at least free. How old was I? 21, maybe 20, about to be 21. I think I got out, it was July, in my 20s, so I was 20 and a half going on 21. But Derek, who I've been training at work, he was the one that was also like, you need to get back to it. You need to get back to your writings. Because we had this conversation on, what do we want to do for the rest of our lives? What's our true passion? And he wanted to be a motivational speaker because he had a really hard life too. And I couldn't answer his question too much, and I said, well, there was a time when I wanted to write books. He said, well, why did you put it down? And of course I used the excuse, well, I had gotten Dondine pregnant and had a child and had to focus down on finances and taking care of things at home and making a home and being a father. And so he's like, well, you can, what's stopping you from going now? You've done all that. And it's just I've been really busy at work, But now with the situation that's happened now, I'm given the opportunity to change all that, because time and windows are going to open up for me. Where if this is what I want to do with my life and I want to go this direction, ultimately Breaking Point is about helping other young people, or older people, but mostly younger people, to maybe help them if they're having the same sort of struggles or growing up the same way in a broken home. Encouragement to do something really even better, even greater, and hit on not just drug abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, everything, low self-esteem, Prozac and depression and suicidal thoughts and all the different things, and hit on so many different areas that it's not just one book for one person. It can be a book, a self-help book, or something for people, hopefully that can help them to realize, hey, let's not get to a breaking point. And that's why I wanted to be called Breaking Point. Now, I haven't really looked too much into the title, if it's taken or not, but if it is, then I'll try to make it some way worded. But breaking point is the main thing. I've reached my breaking point. I snapped, and I'm passive aggressive. I let things slide a lot, and then I get aggressive and I snap. Why let my mother kill my dream?
I don't think you need to let anybody kill your dream.
And maybe there just needs to be a serious talk there. If I start talking to my parents again, that hey, this is coming from my heart, my perspective, and this is my book. And if you want to write a book from your own perspective, if mine becomes a big hit in any sort of way, then yours is too. It's right. She can.
Yeah,
my mother's a very strong, determined, hard-working woman. So, and she used to work for the newspaper as an editor. When she was back in her graphic design days, and when we lived up here in North Carolina, in Hayesville, she wrote for the newspaper. So, I think that's what I'm gonna do, especially since my relationship with my mother hasn't been the greatest lately. Just not let her. I didn't prepare myself for trying. There's it's kind of like the Guardians of Nahum. This was several years ago, of course. When was it? I've been out for how long? Almost like 8 years, right? So I'm reading this stuff, Nana, from when I was 19, 18 years old, writing this stuff. And I'm just like, what? Like, wow. Just like, wow. You know, I've got like stuff that's kind of marked out, like King Solomon's battle records, and just old English dialogues, like how I wrote notes down on how to get some old English in there. I think that what I named it was Guardians of Nahum and the four seals of power or something. I can't remember, but anyway, I think if that book, does anything, that Nahum will be center stage, like Lord of the Rings. J.R. Tolkien, he wrote how many books? About the same region, same characters even. The Hobbit was, a book that he wrote that was way before, so he had different storylines coming all from the same, Middle Earth. So I think the Guardians of Nahum, that whole story, will stick. Like characters might be in one book, and then several years down the line, 50, 100 years later, they might still be living. Because with fantasy, people can live so they could still be exist in books way that are they talk about the old times, like that previous book from 900 years ago. But then you might have a character come out, even if he comes out as a spirit, to like a wizard, maybe the thought that wizards might be eternal or whatever, you might bring him back. But anyway, I think I'll do Breaking Point first. I'm not really sure whether I want to do Polk City or the fantasy one next. Well, guys, had to cut the cameras off and the feed off because we had some unexpected guests show up, and it was actually my grandmother's brother and his wife, Johnny and Judy. But it was good to see them. I didn't think I was going to be able to see them. I knew they were coming, but I just heard that they were coming a little bit later than they actually did.
The faster route via McDowell Street and I-40 West, which saves 4 minutes. If you prefer to stay on the current route, tap no thanks.
Was given a little and shown a little love from Johnny after explaining, all the situation and what's going on. He asked me if I needed money. I told him no. I told him to keep his money. And I told him, if you give me anything, I'm paying it back. But I said, it doesn't necessarily mean I can pay it back in money, but how can I pay it back to you? So he said, take your mother out for Mother's Day, and I guess that's what I'll do. I kind of joked around with him, saying, well, if you know my mother, then you know you didn't give me enough. He gave me $70, and I said, it's going to cost me $300 to take her anywhere for lunch or dinner for Mother's Day. But they would like to see me rekindle my relationship with my parents, and it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and just haven't really gotten to that part of myself. I tried it, and anyway, we can talk about that at a later time. Right now, it's focusing on me, not my parents, and seeing where this adventure is going to take me next. I do appreciate the money that Johnny gave me, $70. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but it's at least a full tank, or a full tank of gas, and maybe a dinner somewhere, something. Money just is a way to live this adventure a little bit more comfortably, but maybe have some fun with it too. Maybe I can use it to go to Nashville, to a bar or something, listen to some music. Nashville is known for music and bars. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm sure that the money was given to me for a reason, that the universe is working in some serious ways in my life, and I'm sure we will continue to see that. But for right now, it's a 4-hour drive to McMinnville, and it's getting late, so I better start hitting the road. Stay tuned.